Hey, so apparently John Carpenter is a fan of Sonic.
Really? The guy who did the thing?
Yes. And since you brought this up, now I cannot stop but thinking about Kurt Russell burning the thing, yelling, "Gonna burn fast!"
Instead of playing chess with a computer, he's playing with Omega. And he puts his whiskey into Omega's face.
But since whiskey is bad for his health, he loses some ring.
Let me show you who I am and what I'm here for. Here for. Hey! Trying to reach inside of me. Trying to drain my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of. Simple curiosity. Trying to take a bite of me. Let me show you just what I'm made of now. Trying to reach inside of me. Trying to gain my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of.
Welcome back, everyone, to Dramatis Lectio of Blaze and Silver, and that was a stellar start, I know.
I can only imagine any start being even more stellar than anything we've ever done in our life.
Indeed. So we're on to chapter 3 of this tragedy.
Yep, 2 for tragedy.
It's like a car accident. You can't take your eyes away from it.
Oh gosh.
I haven't heard that one before.
I've heard that one a lot myself, but good lord.
Alright, so like I said, chapter 3, and we start off with Tails speaking, so I believe Matti had the pleasure of being Tails at some point.
Yeah, he is.
Quote unquote.
While we're young, let's get started then.
So, shall we do some kind of recap? Or just continue?
No, let's just get on with it.
Yeah.
You'll get no context, new viewers.
Why would they start from chapter 3 listening to this?
No, every video is someone's first.
Okay, you want a recap? Fine. Matti, give us the recap in your own style.
Oh gosh.
Oh, damn it.
You waltzed into this.
He walked into that.
Well, fine, I try my best. Well, anyway, there's this Sally who is a princess, and she's not a princess anymore because she wanted to take care of Tails. Tails gets ill, I guess? And then there's Blaze who cut her wrist and Knuckles punishes her for it. Then turns out Sonic was a robot and was allowed to go to the main base, and Knuckles gets reprimanded by Sally for it, and they decide, hey, let's catch that dude, and Blaze solves her unresolved psychological issues by herself and with a little help from the narrator, and that's pretty much it.
There's also Silver sometime soon.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
he wants revenge.
Yeah, something like that. It's not important. It's not like he's in the title of this.
The Silver Avenger.
Right, so thank you for your recap. Now you're doing this every time we record. I hope you're happy.
No, I don't
always
think.
remember what happened last time.
But that's what makes it funny.
Okay, so the first line is Tails talking.
Cosmo, no, don't go. Arg, Void, stop.
Oscar, here we go. He was sweating profusely and talking in the sleep. Talking in the sleep.
Yeah, that's better than wallowing in the drink.
Crashing in the car crash, I guess. Clearly a nightmare. She was worried sick, just like any good mother would be. We really want to push this Sally Stales's mother agenda real hard.
This is a very terrible gimmick. But...
Yes, it is the worst wrestling gimmick since Mentor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
best like
let's
that.
continue.
She put a hand on his little chest. Oh god. In the desperate attempt to keep him down. He was
You mean
also...
calm him down.
No, he was having an exorcist episode. He was also very agitated. See, if you let me finish the sentence, then I explain it. Who is this boy anyway? She asked within herself. Sally Acorn put her free hand on the kitsune's head, and her eyes widened. His head was burning with fever. She took the wet towel on Tails' forehead and darted to the kitchen. She didn't have current water or a sewer system. This house sucks.
Yeah.
For that matter. Luckily, she had bottles full of the Great Lakes fine water. This episode of Dramatis Lectio is sponsored by the Great Lakes fine water.
Nothing sparkles more than the Great Lakes fine water. We're just gonna stuff this into your face.
After wetting the towel with the Great Lakes fine water trademark, she came back to the kid's room and put it back on his forehead. What a great sentence to write.
Yes. I mean, also, epic motherly action.
Epic motherly action, Metal Gear Solid. This seemed to work, and the two-tailed wonder, oh my god, calmed down a little. The chipmunk lady sighed in relief.
Thanks to Great Lake water.
Yay! Great Lake water! Fine water, mind you. The sponsors have been really specific about that. Then she heard a knocking sound. Thank you, production value, again. Who? I wonder who would that be? Winks at the audience. Is this a bloody sitcom? She asked the overused line to herself. Deja vu?
Yeah, this story has no idea what it wants to be.
Wait, no, I see it now. The story is about identity crisis.
I wish I was writing Ender's Game at this point.
Oh wait, it's supposed to be a parody.
Buy Great Lake water! She went for her wood house door and opened it. And she saw him. Again, this is almost a play-by-play of chapter 1.
Yeah.
Except there is a dark spin to it. Ooh.
Ooh. Dark parallels.
And by dark, I mean silver. A silver-white Mobian hedgehog with curious pointed head quills. They stared at each other for a few seconds before the squirrel decided to break the ice. And then they kiss. Yes, yes.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Matty was thinking it.
I was more thinking of the joke. And he looked at me, and I looked at him.
Well, this is Sonic fandom we are talking about.
Just like any other fandom.
Good morning. Can I help you? She politely said. The stranger put on a mischievous grin.
Why would Silver and Mischievous don't match?
Where is she?
Well, that's very dramatic.
The Bakineko trigger! Okay, change of scenery. Matty,
In the forest.
would you like to read?
Okay.
Oh, the first line is Knuckles here, so...
Okay.
Okay, here's the cast damn plan!
Okay, I'm all ears.
You'll the pissed off able leader.
The pistoffable. It's meant to be spelled like that. Not that you would be able to gather that from reading the text. But there we go.
We split up!
Not again!
The others replied in chorus.
Ha ha ha, not again, not again!
Not again!
Remember what happened the last time? Blaze added. Of course he remembered. How could he ever forget that day?
Then why would he say the plan again?
This is chapter 8 of story 1 all over again.
Tails miraculously won a fight against Shadow, and then he was abducted by the Black Hedgehogs himself. Then Knuckles ordered his team to split up in order to cover more territory for the rescue research. On that fatal day, each and every one of them has been put against the deepest fears and weaknesses. A warrior's strength was horribly tested. A silent killer's ominous past relieved in front of his eyes. A fragile girl faced her insecurities. A young, brilliant kid almost lost his sanity.
So I'm beginning to think we really don't need a recap after all.
And a fiery lady just burned things up.
Well, out of all of them, this one seems the least problematic.
I mean, it kind of was.
They all do remember it quite well. But there weren't other options and Knuckles knew it. They had to split up, or the chances of finding the blue object of their quest would have been really slim.
Just fucking do it!
He quietly replied.
And if you find him, do not engage battle and contact the rest of us immediately. You all know how to use the emergency call system, don't you?
They nodded.
Fan-freaking-tastic! Now let's go!
With that said, or better, screamed, they darted away in different directions.
Scatter!
Sweet. Real sweet.
Sweet.
And now kiss. Okay.
Well, we might be getting to some sort of kiss.
Paragraph change.
I mean, Matty's voice is having sex with us and we did not even notice.
There's a lot of dialogue here.
I mean, judging by that noisy tongue of his while he was talking, it sounded like he was actually Frenching us while narrating this freaking story.
In case anyone wonders, it was all consensual.
If you listen to this story, if you happen to listen to this using your headphones, your eardrums might feel wet after a while of this.
Oh gosh.
I won't ask it again! Where is the Bakeneko trigger?
Screamed the irate hedgehog, wanting his next product placement that desperately.
She's in the forest somewhere. Please, I don't know anything!
Her weak reply. She really didn't know. He had ensured that she would tell the truth with his own methods.
Wow.
His face was the picture of frustration.
No matter. I'm so damn close. I won't let her to escape. You're mine, demon of flames. Mine!
He sadistically fought before rushing out of the hut.
I'm sadistic!
I'm running with great sadistication.
I'm not sure if Silver is sadistic per se. He's just really dumb.
Yes.
He can be sadistic in my fanfiction. Write your own fanfiction.
Leaving a mercilessly beaten squirrel lady on her house's floor.
Blaze.
Her bloody mouth muttered. Because she was knocked out cold while her mouth of blood decided to talk for her.
She's gargling and whatnot.
An audio paragraph break.
So
sadly.
it was really short. Do you want to continue this, Devar?
Being the oldest member on this section of the militia, In terms of fighting experience, in brackets, Knuckles was accustomed to dealing with, dealing with awkward situations during scouting missions. The sight he was beholding right now, however, made him feel rather uncomfortable, not to mention deadly sick.
Don't tell me it's another puddle of child robots.
It's been a while since his lat meeting with this guy. As he sorely remembered, it hadn't been very amusing. Not at all. He could still feel it. The sensation of skin and bones crushing on his huge fist. And all the blood reversed on it.
I need to kill more people.
There he was, in front of him, rotten flesh. Body partially eaten by the local feral animals.
You mean to tell me just happened across the body and a bunch of raccoons were eating it?
The decaying rests of Fang the Sniper.
Yep, so this is a body horror all of a sudden.
The echidna could recognize it because of the canvas hat he used to wear. And some of the purple fur.
Are you too close to the microphone, Devar?
Yes, I was trying to,
Your voice is popping in my eardrums. Please don't.
Okay, sorry.
How did Fang die, or when did he die?
Well, you see, Knuckles punched him so hard, he ended up in the other side of the forest, and then Shadow the Hedgehog, which was really Mephiles the Dark at that point, just happened across him and killed him.
As I expected.
Okay, let me start over then, since the echidna could recognize it because of the canvas hat he used to wear and some of the purple fur between the shreds of organs and the maggots.
What a lovely image.
The smell was unbearable. A thing he recognized all too well. The awful smell. The burnt huts. The dead bodies.
Those are flies that are around the dead bodies.
Production value, folks. A lonely echidna child surrounded by death.
Hi, Death. Say hello to cows for me.
Knuckles dismissed his grim memory and returned to the grim present. He decided against his own will to give a better look at the has-been fearless mercenary. There was a particular item that attracted the echidna's attention. It was one of Sniper's handguns. It disturbed him a lot. The thought that there actually were Mobians who ended up using human weapons. It feels so wrong.
So this is like a commentary about giving a cannibal a fork and a knife.
Okay, let me
I
continue.
don't know how to respond to that.
Forcing himself to go through his repulsion, he picked up the pistol in his big hand.
How can he even pick up anything with those giant gloves?
I don't know, it's kind of like typing. With boxing gloves on.
Oh, okay, strong bed. Give it a rest.
Something was written on it.
Damn it, Devar.
To his utter shock, he recognized it as the ancient echidna language.
A priest, Wongbed.
It was a single word, but full of meanings.
Full of meanings! Not just one, but many, many meanings.
Wrath. Something clicked inside the Red Warrior's brain.
Could you please resume your regular narrating voice?
Oh, come on. Alright. He heard of something like this before. A mysterious group of Mobian rejects, just like me.
My gosh, we did this whole spiel with strong bed and strong said already.
I have no idea who followed the human warfare way, and the leader's name was Kali.
Yes.
Kali.
Khalid.
Khalid. A familiar name. All too familiar. Knuckles' cerulean eyes were literally flaming with glee.
Ah! My eyes are burning! Where is the Great Lakes fine water when you need it?
It's burning! It burns with glee!
Yes, Great Lakes fine water. You should have it with you at all times.
Saves lives.
It gives you wings.
While a suspicious grin made its way out of his lips. As in it was floating right in front of him, apparently.
Might as well.
He gave one last look at the symbol on the gun's reed and maliciously smirked. Call it. I finally found you.
Call it Trigger.
And then he started laughing like possessed.
So I am setting up the storyline for the Knuckles episode, which will happen a couple of stories down the line.
Right.
Wait, how many stories there are?
Well, once this one is over, there are a couple one-shots, and then there is the final part, the fifth one, which is about as long as the first part.
Ah. By the way, there's a paragraph break, so we should probably pass it on.
Yes, I guess it's my turn again. Amy Rose was not in a good mood. It was...
I'm not in a good mood.
Thank you. The shouting... The shouting hammer in her hands and the fuming ears were a clear enough clue for that. So, remember last time when everybody got split up and everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong? She had all the reasons in the world for not being solar. I could have phrased that one better. The last time she ran alone in the forest, she almost ended up raped by a God damn it! God damn it! How can you be so casual about it?
Because, you know, it's a trigger word that everyone will eat up.
By a certain black and red hedgehog in that dark wood. Not mincing words, I see. Not to mention what happened at the Great Lake a little month after.
Where the fine water is, too, apparently.
Yes. You know, come to think of it, I believe we shall have to drop the Great Lakes fine water as a sponsor. It has too many allegations with sexual assault.
Grr. If not that no good would-be rapist dares to show his face again. His brother was nice, though. Nice?
I mean, by comparison...
I just love how casually they talk about this subject.
That's pretty much what I pointed out earlier. Yes, this is no good. Remember, kids, rape is no good.
Ah.
It is okay to get hugged by someone you like, but if someone touches you in an uncomfortable way, that's no good.
First, you tell an adult. Second, you sue them for sexual harassment. That's what you should be doing, yes.
Okay.
Anyway, as if on cue, a certain grey and dull green hedgehog, my god, subtlety! A certain grey and dull green hedgehog appeared in front of the, let's say, surprised pink hedgehog. Actually written sentence. Her instinctual reaction was to swing her hammer on his head while screaming for Sparta! But at the last second, she realized her mistake.
She said for Sparta, and she wasn't really a Spartan man. Is that the way you greet old friends?
You sound too similar to Ixis Nogus, though.
No, Ixis Nogus has a very specific delivery.
Okay. Said the unmistaking... no, it's the unmistakable this time around. Said the unmistakable, deep and polite voice of Mephiles the Dark, milady.
Oh, it's you, Mephiles. I'm sorry, I thought it was the other one. You know,
the bad one, she declared with a hint of shame. The dull one. The dull one.
Yeah, Mephiles is rather dull as a villain.
Mephiles is the safe choice. That's why you ended up marrying the nice guy instead of the rebel that tries to rape you. Oh my god. What have I done? The doll one stared at her with his unique snake eyes. She felt a little uncomfortable with that.
What's wrong?
She shyly asked. Mephilus smirked. The doll one.
You know, I didn't quite realize how beautiful your eyes are the last time we met.
Dude, she's 12.
Ew, no, don't bring that up.
Yes, let's ignore that for crying out loud.
Let's ignore that canon.
You know, having a split personality and both personalities are absolutely disgustingly bad kind of makes the whole idea of having a split personality completely pointless.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like a Sin City situation. There's truly evil and then there's some a tad less evil.
Sin City is not a good example of good writing. She blushed and started to play with her fingers. Oh, she's falling for it! Great. She was acting like a timid schoolgirl at her first date with the boy of her dreams, or in this case, horrible eldritch abomination of darkness.
Yeah, what does she exactly see in him?
Is giving her attention, I guess?
Hey girls, remember, if a guy gives you attention, that means he likes you.
He noticed it and continued.
You know, Shadow is a lucky guy.
At that remark, she seemed to getting a little irate.
Shadow? There's nothing between me and him. He only tried to rape me twice.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my chaos!
It's not like I like him or anything.
You're
Fucker.
acting like a tsundere in front of your rapist. What the hell is wrong with you?
This is the worst.
This is...
Come to think of it, if you want to use rape as a comedy, then one way to go around
No!
do it is to go very over the top, so it kind of crosses the line twice, kind of way.
No.
No.
Although I do feel that this doesn't try to be funny, but
Oh, no.
instead
It is
No.
by accident, but still. Mephilus' smirk only became larger.
Oh no, it's just as large as the Sonic Forces mouth.
Yes, that mouth was gross.
Really? That's good, because I happen to be interested in you as well.
No. I'm rewriting the story. Ragnabel the Deaf Poodle punches Mephilus.
And then is saved by Sonic because you're pointless to the story.
Also, Mephilus doesn't even have a mouth.
We can fix that easily. Give me a knife.
What are you saying?
Oh, what you say? And it's all for the best. Thank you.
No one died yet.
Thank you. Well, not literally, but metaphorically speaking, my soul is jumping off a cliff as we speak in slow motion.
Okay.
Suddenly, her head felt lighter, and her heart skipped some bit. I think she's dying, guys. What you say?
To put it simply, I like you a lot.
I know we only knew each other for 5 minutes, and most of those 5 minutes were about talking about your would-be rapist. But heck, we are definitely meant for each other.
Better than the Resident Evil romance, I guess.
I don't know about that.
I'm kidding.
I'm
saying it with
Yeah.
sarcasm.
Well, it's better than Twilight. She almost
Oh.
fainted.
Oh my chaos, 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 he loves me! What do I do now?
He
Possibly.
approached her, and her ellipses too. They almost were nose to nose.
No, wait! I'm not ready! I'm not ready yet!
Just relax, Amy, and trust me.
She closed her eyes in waiting, and received a violent punch in the stomach.
Not!
Wayne's World, starring Mephilus the Dark! Oh my freaking god!
That's terrible.
That is pretty terrible indeed. So, yes, not. He concluded
I'm just-
saying not. She fell unconscious in his arms.
Sleep well, my rose.
He said before teleporting himself away with a chaos control.
Oh, thank God we're away from this scene.
Yes, well,
Away from it like the plague.
that was pretty bad indeed. Hopefully the next paragraph is a bit more lighthearted. And, you know, for the right reasons.
I hope you don't mind, guys. I'm burning this bridge behind us. Could you get me the gas canister over there?
Let's remember this was written 9 years ago by a very different person than what is now here.
Thank you,
among us.
Matti. You are everybody's psychotrickerist. Oh, and by the way, Devar, unfortunately, we do not have canisters of gas, but we have plenty of bottles of Great Lakes fine water.
Oh, that will do. It probably is flammable anyway.
I have been drinking gasoline this entire time. That's no good.
Okay, let's just continue reading this.
Espio was a silent killer, trained in the art of stealth attacks and mimetic. Therefore, when the object of his quest easily noticed his presence, he was deeply hurt in his honor.
I must commit harakiri now.
Oh, you hit my honor!
The art of stealth attacks and mimetic. What is that?
Mimetic can mimetize himself because he's a chameleon.
He's been lucky. Amazingly lucky, actually. Just to find him asleep, or just pretending to be, on a random rock in the middle of open tulip field. Sonic the Hedgehog, also known as Metal Sonic, was there.
Oh, good. Yeah, I know you're there. My enhanced robotic hearing whatever can detect anything in the range of a mile.
He nonchalantly muttered. The chameleon was about to call the others for backup, but he decided otherwise for two simple reasons. One, they wouldn't come to his aid in time in case of attack. Two, he will not know he couldn't talk. That's pretty inconvenient.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it?
Thanks, narrator, for pointing out the obvious flaw in this plan.
Wait, he wouldn't and couldn't.
Wouldn't
But I thought
and
he
couldn't.
was silent by choice.
Yes, he was.
Okay, yeah, he's stupid.
You can come out, buddy. I won't hurt ya.
The hedgehog voice was back at his usual carefree tone. Certainly an improvement from his original emotionless one. The violet ninja followed the suggestion and came out from the shadows he was hiding himself in. The fake-skinned hedgehog turned to his direction and immediately recognized him.
Well, if it isn't my old pal, Silent Bob. Silent Bob.
Is this happening on Earth?
Why are you asking me this question all of a sudden?
Because I'm wondering how he knows all these references.
No.
Silent Bob, Sparta.
It makes no sense. Just roll with it.
That's the theme of the story. It makes no sense.
I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. I never left the 90s.
Let's do it to it, slow-mo.
Hey, we're gonna fight together as friends, but I'm gonna do all the work because that's kind of what I do. I take all the glory.
Yeah, it's the super-duper awesome power of friendship.
Obnoxious as always. Espio had to resist the urge of using him as a practice target for his shurikens. Sonic approached him and now they were eye to eye. Or better, eye to chameleonic horn.
Your horn is in my eye, and I'm a big eye.
It would have been painful if Sonic's eye wouldn't have been made of solid anti-bullet glass.
Come to think of it, how come nobody noticed he was a robot to begin with anti-bullet glass eyes, firstly? And secondly, I had this incredibly comedic scene of just Espio's horn casually poking Sonic eye, but it doesn't blink because they are glass. And it's kind of funny in my head like that.
How to recognize a robot? Just knock in the eye.
I guess that's one way to do it.
The two of them stared at each other for a few awkward moments before the Metal Hawk started.
I'm starting to run out of synonyms for Sonic as well, apparently.
And then they kissed.
They would have, but the horn was in the way. Oh gosh, I'm glad Ross is not here.
Yeah, that sounds wrong that even Ross probably would have jumped on that horn.
Okay. Oh no!
I didn't realize what I said!
And there it is, your true colors are revealed once again, Devar.
No! I didn't mean it that way.
I'm loving this so much. I know what you're thinking, man. I see you noticed my skinless arm.
He said while showing the aforementioned robotic clawed arm to his interlocutor.
I like to think that the 2008 version of myself retroactively wrote this for the specific purpose of pissing you off 9 years later.
Why is this word needed?
It
not
isn't,
needed.
but it's funny to see you struggle like that.
Yeah.
Why didn't I tell you about it, you may ask? Well, I was scared, okay? Yeah, I may have a roboticized body, but I can still feel emotions. I only feel one emotion. 90s groove. I guess that's an emotion, right? Or at least, I think.
He added with a sudden look on his face. Espio just stood there in silence with his arms crossed and a blank expression on his face. It was difficult to say who was the robot and who wasn't.
No, it wasn't! The guy with the glass eyes! And the robotic arm is the robot.
You don't have to be a physically robot to be mentally robot.
Oh, you don't say thank you. I'm sorry. Are you going to write the next game by David Cage? You know, I'm going to do something truly innovative. I'm using robots to comment on racism. That's never been done before. Yes, I know. I shouldn't have left ya guys in that way. But you should have seen Tails' expression when he found out. I couldn't stand it. It was too much. He poses coolly.
Espio didn't even shrug.
You think I overreacted? You wasn't even there, pal!
Sonic, you're having a one-way conversation with this man.
That's the joke. And then ellipsis. And then, okay, sorry if I yelled. You know what? You're right. I should probably come back and redeem myself. Somehow. At least in that kid's eyes. He sees me like a super mondo cool hero, you know? More ellipsis. Why are you
And that was actually written line, just to clarify.
Yes, those are actually ellipses that are written here to give you an idea of what the back and forth of this conversation is like.
No, I just said that you actually wrote a super mondo cool.
Oh, yes, I actually wrote that. Why would you doubt I didn't? Why are you rolling your eyes? Whatever. Thanks, SP-san. You've been a great one to talk. Now, I know what I have to do. Let's choose.
And before the chameleon could protest, the reborn Mondo Cool Hedgehog grabbed his arm and darted away in the forest.
You know, hearing you say Mondo Cool Hedgehog with that voice of yours is delightful. Blaze the cat was having a panic attack.
No, not him. No, he was dead. How could that be? He's here. He came for me. He's here.
Vengeance was upon her. Dun, 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 dun.
And Silver's in the distance going like, I'm coming for you.
Chosen one!
Actually, in this case, it'd be like, it's him! I'm coming! It's you! I'm coming!
And he's,
I'm
yes.
just picturing that scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail where that one guy is running towards the castle.
Yes, but the reference the VAR was going for is another film altogether.
It's a parody of the martial arts movie. Well, specifically any that was English dubbed, and it's called Kung Pao.
Okay.
It is
I've seen that.
it's pretty ridiculous, but yet it's very amusing for a watch.
Indeed.
Okay, so we're on to chapter 4, and we're almost done with this story already.
Should we tackle that some other time, or shall we continue?
Let's see. Chapter 4 is a short chapter, yes. 5 might be a bit.
Yes, 5 is where everything happens. Basically, everything happens in one chapter. We shall reserve the final one for the next time we record. But for now, on to chapter 4.